Wow.
Yeah.
So when did you have a full shift? Like, I mean, like now you're all up in there, you know. So when did the
So
shift happen?
yeah. So when my husband and I had our first daughter, we realized I think we need to get back in church because that those years, beginning of our marriage, and we really just we both grew up the same way. We both grew up in church. We both um, knew that that's what we wanted, but for a while, for a time, we chose to kind of drift away from it. But once that newborn baby came in to our lives, and we felt like, oh, we should probably get responsible now and get back in church. And
Mm,
so we just began this a little bit more seeking. And
mm,
it was on our terms. It was our choice. We weren't being forced to go to church at this point, like we were when we were growing up. This is
mm,
our choice. And so it was a very gradual process though. We made the choice to let's go to church and let's seek for more. But then I'm going to fast forward to this is where it really just kind of picks up. In about 2011, um, by this time we had three children, and I was on um, antidepressants. I was having that what I know was some part of the postpartum depression, just things. And I remember there was this moment where I'd received some really bad news, some really traumatizing news, to be honest.
mm,
It was a
mm,
full-fledged trauma that I can't yet go into the details, but um, I was already super fragile. Even though we were
mm,
back in church, there were so many of the things from my past that I had never processed. I had never gone through and really dug in and sought healing for some of the things that had happened to me, or things that I had done. And so there was
mm,
I was fragile. I was just in a fragile state, but I didn't know it. I didn't recognize it. And in this moment that I received this traumatic news, it literally left me on the floor and crying out and just saying, Lord, if you are who you say you are, I need you to show up. I need you to show up big time because, and I remember calling out the fruits of the Spirit, like, I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to have joy and peace and comfort. And, I'm supposed to have all this. And I don't. And I don't understand
mm,
why. And so I made a decision that day. I said, I've never really sought you like with all of my heart. Like I know what
mm,
the scripture says to seek you with all of my heart. And I'm going to choose today because I don't know what else to do. And I'm going to choose to seek you above all things. Because this thing that just happened to me, to us, there's no way I can survive it if
mm,
you aren't who you say you are.
mm,
And so I called out and I said, I feel like the deer who pants for the water. It's I think it's
mm.
Psalm 92, 1.
That's 42, I think.
42, thank you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I remember calling out and said, I feel like that deer. And I feel like
Mm,
I am parched and dying. Like there is a spiritual like awakening that needs to happen, like it's dead.
mm,
And I just couldn't understand that because, I'm doing the check boxes. I'm going to church on Sunday. I'm reading my Bible. I'm, saying my prayers at night. I'm making sure my children go to church. Like, what am I missing?
mm,
There was a lack of understanding between religion and relationship. And I had just fallen under this tradition of religion. And it's not about checking the boxes, and it's not
mm,
about just memorizing, and it's not about just saying and following through with these traditional things. Traditions are good. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But I had missed the actual like relationship that he is my father and that I am a child of God.
Faith and patience. Faith and patience. Patience means allow it to happen. Stay the same. Stay persistent. Keep going. Faith, know that it can happen at any moment. Get excited because it can happen at any moment. You were so close. Don't quit now. Keep pushing. You got this.